Welcome everyone to Tech Talk. Welcome everyone to Tech Talk Tuesday. My name is Tony Cartmore, president of Civil CAD Learning Solutions and also president of the DFWBIUG Infrastructure User Group. And our guest also with Tech Talk Tuesday is Todd Rogers. Todd, if you want to kind of introduce yourself.
Howdy, Todd with Walter P. Moore, BIM manager over here. Been here a little over 4 years. A co-expert elite with Tony. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. And also, Augie.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I am on the board of directors for Augie and the editor-in-chief for Augie World Magazine. I need some authors, guys.
Yeah. Anybody likes writing and wants to talk about any products, right?
Yes.
Any.
It doesn't have to be Autodesk. And matter of fact, I would much rather have a lot of new content that has nothing to do with Autodesk.
So that could be on any industry also. So
Yep.
It doesn't have to be AC. It can be entertainment or manufacturing.
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, definitely check out Augie World Magazine. So today we're going to talk about some random products in the AC industry. Hey, Travis, well, thank you for joining us.
What's up, Vic?
And I think the first product I'm going to talk about is Enscape. So for those that use do any 3D modeling, like in SketchUp or even Revit, and then you push that product into like Lumion or Twin Motions, maybe you don't have the funds, you're more of a beginner, I would highly recommend Enscape. So Enscape, I actually played with it, probably 2 years ago before they got merged with another company. I think it was Chaos Company. Definitely a very user-friendly product. You can actually bring in models from Revit, from SketchUp. I think there's some other products, versions you can bring into Enscape. And it does all the high rendering. It's just a next step down from Lumion Twin Motion, but it does a great job at rendering. And I think it even pushes to VR, if I remember right. So, Todd, have you ever played with it?
I played with a little bit. I prefer Sam Lytle's new products, man. Yeah. The Beyond CAD stuff.
Yeah, for the civil. That's great for the
yeah.
civil teams and stuff. So yeah, he's been pushing a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job at it too.
With the road sections and stuff. So I have a version, the trial versions. I've been playing with it every now and then when I get a chance. So that's been fun. So what are you currently using right now, Todd, for do some 3D modeling?
Twin Motion.
Twin Motions?
Yeah.
I know you were for a while. You may use some Lumion in the past.
I did. I used it in the past, and it's almost identical with Twin Motion. I mean, it's very close. I mean, interface, the commands, and everything. Yeah. I just found that Twin Motion just works a lot better for me.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got the Space Pilot support on it, which makes a huge difference for me. Yeah. So,
do you think they use the same library for all their materials and stuff?
Man,
from the same place.
I would think so.
I feel like they do.
I feel like they do as well. You got a question or comment, Victor?
Why, yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of Twin Motion myself, as we all know. Will it get any better with navigating around that thing?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. They now have the Space Pilot support, but those things are expensive as hell, man.
And what is this Space Pilot?
So the Space Pilot's that mouse that all the inventor guys use. It's now you can buy a cheaper one. It's just kind of the controller.
Mm-hmm.
Mine. I lucked out and found one for like $200 on eBay, man, and it was the bad boy. So, they're regular $600-700.
So, holy crap! Well, I found one Amazon for $98.
Yeah, it's just the puck, right?
Oh, you're not talking about the 3D Connects mouse, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that one, that's $400.
Yeah.
That's the one mouse I have not purchased yet.
I think since one of my guys just left,
Yeah.
he had a 3D connection
Yeah, so you
mouse.
can just get that puck and use it.
Yeah.
All those
Yeah.
other buttons and stuff, you got to program them and set them up. I never even touched that. So
Oh yeah,
I
the
don't-
one that has its own LCD screen on it. So
yeah, that's the one I got. I mean, I've never even used none of it. Just I just use the puck portion.
yeah, it's on my bucket list, but right now I'm like, I don't think I can spend
You're the-
$500 for that.
You're the mouse man. Come on, dude.
So
It is on my MLS bucket. There's like 500. I think there's still about 100 gaming mouses on the list to buy.
Yeah,
let's see
there you
if those
go, buddy.
numbers show up.
There you go.
There you go.
Bingo.
I was given this.
That one's the older
Oh,
version,
you
right?
got
Because it doesn't have the LCD screen on it.
No, but
got-
this is what's gonna work to help
Yep.
me navigate around twin motion.
yes, sir.
Well, damn,
Yeah.
man.
There you
Because
go.
you can twist it, you can pull it, push it, move it side to side, move it around like this.
That is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna help you a lot.
Yeah.
So that's
And that
That's-
just happened this year that they gave support for those.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it a try, see how well that works.
I need to jump back in there and see if I can try it with my joystick. All these joysticks on here on my
Yeah.
Oculus. Because it has 2 joysticks on there. I can move it around with my thumb and play around with it.
Nice.
So I'm going to try
Nice.
it. I do have.
But that's what's kept me basically out of twin motion is just the difficulty in getting around, moving around. You have
And
to change your
that's-
speed up.
It's the
and
same
things.
with me with Beyond CAD. I keep telling Sam, you need to get some kind of support in there for different types of navigation
Mhm.
because the keyboard just don't work for me, man.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of the VR controls?
I have not, and my son actually has one. That's a good idea. Have you used it?
I've been using it for add-on for like
Yeah.
double monitors and doing, I'm still using mouse and keyboard for a lot of stuff, but to give them multiple monitors and be able to have big areas to go in, it works really good for that. Like
Very cool.
Yeah, you can grab a laptop, go sit outside, throw your VR on, and have 3-4 big monitors in VR and do CAD. And
Yeah.
and you can run InfraWorks and Revit and Civil 3D, anything you want. I haven't done any of the 3D stuff with it though. So I was thinking maybe those controls, maybe you would be able to have. I still think you need the input device though. So you're probably
Right.
back to still needing, that what you're used to.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you using Oculus setup or?
Yeah, the new Oculus with
The Quest.
what?
Quest 2?
Yeah,
Quest
the
2.
Quest 2. With
Yeah, I'm waiting for the 3 to
um,
come out. That's why I'm going to buy that one.
That's running around $300, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it 400?
Yep. I
3.
think it's
Yeah,
about
they're
300.
3, and you can get a lot of people. My son bought it, but he had a Mac, and so he didn't really use it. And he's like, "Well, I'm going to just sell this." And then I was like, "No, let me take it." And then I ended up having to buy him a Windows system anyway for college. But yeah, it works great. It's a little. I can only go about 3 hours,
Oh yeah.
and I got to take it off and kind of.
I can only go about an hour or so my damn
Yeah.
self. So
I think
Without
2 hours is the
anything.
longest. Yeah, I had a headache after that. I mean, the first time I did an Oculus and I had it for 2 hours, played the game and stuff, and I took it off. Like, oh man, I had a migraine after that.
I think
So-
part of that might be, but part of that might be old age. But
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Well,
I
has anybody
know
used the
it bothers
Vive?
me a lot different than it used to. So
Yeah, we got the Vive here, Vic. It's pretty sweet, man. I mean, it's no punk for sure. It's got the controllers that you got to set up around you and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
But the Vive, the entry level getting into a decent setup is pretty buku dollar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the minimum's 1,500
Yeah.
on the Vive. Yeah,
yeah, that's
And then you can do a whole company on Oculus for price of one Vive.
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was thoroughly impressed with the Oculus. My son talked about it. So I bought it for him for this past Christmas. And I was like, oh, hey, this is pretty damn cool.
Well, I've been following it, and I was ready to pull the trigger when they detached themselves from the Samsung phones.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know, so and then as soon as they did that, I was like, okay, it's ready. And then they had the hand with the you didn't need a phone or anything.
Yeah.
But then Facebook snatched them up, and I was like,
Yeah, I know, right?
never mind.
Yeah.
I was like, so I didn't want to join Meta.
Yeah, I
just
feel
yet.
you. I feel you.
But that being said, the price point is pretty decent.
Indeed.
Does any of y'all ever play around with those? Was it HoloLens for construction? You know, that $5,000 VR headset. A lot of
Nope.
construction, big companies use it. I had a client come in one time. He bought the new one when it first came out, the HoloLens 2, and he dropped off the first version at my desk. Let me play around it. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't that impressive to me, but $5,000 for a VR headset? Come on. I was like, seriously?
I'd rather invest in augmented reality stuff like VGIS. Have y'all seen that VGIS? Oh, it's super kick-ass, man. You simply point your phone at something or your tablet, and it shows the utilities under the ground and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, I got a buddy who works for a larger firm. They're very much in the transportation area, and they use he's done a ton with the HoloLens. So he's done it with the Microsoft product, the Oculus, before they, were taken over by Facebook. And then the one you guys were just talking about, the Vive, and they do all kinds of, they have public meetings and with them and do all kinds of stuff with it. So the augmented stuff's pretty cool. I have another close friend that works for a architectural firm, and before he went to work for them, we did some testing with the old iPads, and like we did some stuff with some buildings. They'll throw the building up, and you throw that iPad up, and you can look around. And we actually did a Civil 3D, a subdivision. So we went out and put tags through the trees, and so you could pick a tag and view, and you got your different proportions where you were at within. It was real clunky though. This is 8 years ago,
right?
But
I know there's a lot better stuff now. But
yeah.
So that being said, is InfoWorks going to bring AR back?
I know, right?
I'm
not going to count on it.
I got a project approved by public. A bunch of crotchety old people that said, "Oh, okay, that's what it is. Then we're okay with it," because we did public outreach out on site. Had several iPads with the InfoWorks running InfoWorks, and it's 360, I think.
Yeah, and those shared views are garbage, man.
And so we had them in the model, looking at we're taking a road end and adding a restroom facility to it. And so they can see the restroom facility. It was clunky, but they can see it in real time. And I was like, no, let's walk around and see what it looks like from the back of it. And they were like, you could do that? And so they were like, I was like, yeah, we have the technology to do this. And so, I'd have them step back. I was like, this is what it's going to look like generally in this area. And you can see that it's not obtrusive or anything like that. And after we did that, because government agency, we always get a lot of public say, no, we don't want that project. No, we don't want that project. After that, they're like, it wasn't that bad. They still didn't want it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad. And so that was about the best. That has been the best AR thing that I've seen out. And if it was just, it didn't even have to get a lot more refinement. It was almost there.
Yeah. I assume that's where they're trying to take docks, field and docks and all that. But who knows, man? I'm so tired of dealing with this Forge platform. I know, man. It's
just,
nerve-wracking.
I got into it with the Autodesk guy, my representative, because they're trying to sell me. He's like, Autodesk docs. I was like, well, we're heavy Civil 3D users. Oh, well, if you do that, then you need to use this, this, and this. because the docs doesn't do data referencing and all that. I was like, I don't want to pay for all that. I'm a government agency. We don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
We use SharePoint. What's your alternative? Well, if you look into docs, it's like, I don't want docs. Stop it. And that's it. I mean, that's all they want you to do is use the doc.
Yeah, they did
all that.
fix the data referencing in it,
Mhm.
but something else is broke, which would be your sheet set manager.
And that should be getting fixed to this latest release.
They
supposedly.
said it's
Supposedly.
just got fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
but
the
I don't want it.
23.
I still don't want it. They can fix everything. We use SharePoint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I want SharePoint integration. Come on.
Yeah.
Half the world use SharePoint.
yeah.
Yeah. Like some of my
I mean,
clients are using SharePoint. Some of my clients are using Project Wise.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in years.
You guys want a good file system that works with Revit, GIS, MicroStation, all the Autodesk products. Go look at, this is being recorded, isn't it? I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
For who?
Go-
For
I can bleep it out.
not with us. You're getting in trouble with us.
It's
You're
not
I
good.
with
won't with you.
Autodesk.
Bleep. No, it won't be with Autodesk. I'm not at ASCII anymore. So go look at LucidLink.
Yeah.
It's for a few people, for 10 people, for 20 people, for 5 people, it's amazing. You can deliver files quickly. It does file locking. It uses cloud storage on the back end.
Oh yeah, it's a cloud
But
NAS.
Streams the files to your computer, and it's faster than a server most times than a regular file server. I've tested it across guys in multiple places in the country, in the US, and we work live on projects. It does the Revit file sharing. You can actually have multiple people working in a Revit file and sync back to Central. It works.
So it locks files if somebody else gets in their drawing,
Yep,
that's a big
it
issue
locks
with some of
the
the cloud
files.
stuff.
Yeah, it's not like Dropbox or SharePoint or Google Drive those all have a place, but we always run into the issue of, whoever saves last wins.
Exactly.
Screws things up sometimes.
Yep.
So I'm like in this world heavily in that data platform and storage side. And I found out about it through a client back in like November, December. And then I spent quite a few months testing. But I've tested it with friends of mine that are now using it in their small firms, 3-person, 10-person, 15-person firms. They don't have server or nothing. They throw all their data up into the cloud.
LucidLink, right?
LucidLink.
Yeah, and that's pretty good pricing too. It's not
Well,
bad.
and
That's very good.
If you use Wasabi for the back end,
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about $6 a month for a terabyte of storage.
That's insane.
It's stupid. You can do, what did I figure it out at? I don't know. I had a bunch of numbers, 5 people, 10 people, because the main license is like $30 a month or something like that for 5 users.
Yeah.
Plus the storage. So the storage is 6, but it works really good. And and you can tie it to a file server also. So you can there's different ways to deploy it. But anyhow, it's just, if you guys ever run across, are looking for something, and what I like about it is the whole thing with, it bypasses all the issues that we have with all the other file systems. Even when you've got Windows servers sitting in multiple locations. So
Yeah, this is a lot cheaper than what we're spending. We're using Panzera.
How do you spell
yeah,
Lucid?
and LUCID. Yeah, I mean,
Lucid.
that's what Lucid. Yeah, LucidLink.
Mhm.
That's what I did specialize in, was Panzera.
Okay.
I've been on Panzera since 2015.
Yep.
And that was my focus when I was at Applied. But
Okay.
but now I'm at NetApp, so
You
now,
better be glad, because they're gray tech now.
I know
all these
somebody that used to work
mergers.
at Great Tech.
Yeah, me.
You,
We were Total CAD Systems.
yeah.
Then all of a
Now
sudden
it
we
sounds
were
like they're
Great Tech.
trying to kind of compete with Imaginet, trying to be the biggest resellers. So,
Yeah.
but well, let me ask you this: do any of y'all use virtual, PCs, at all?
I love them.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't. I mean, I'll take a cloud PC. They have to be configured right, and you got to have your data somewhere right.
Yep.
And if you don't have those things correct, people don't like it because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you configure them properly, you right size them, and you get your data accessible. I know a company that's got 120 users. They use LucidLink, and they have all Azure AVDs.
Yeah.
And people have Chromebooks and go wherever they want, whenever
Yep.
they want, and log into their workstations, and it works great. I like WorkSpot. I love WorkSpot. I think it's great. It's because it's easier to manage. It just works. But it has to be, again, it has to be right sized.
Yep.
There's configuration things you have to take in. It's not cheap for small firms to do virtual. It doesn't really make sense until you kind of get to a larger size. Like for me, it's a big spend if I wanted 2 or 3 virtual systems sitting out there to do testing with. I can't afford it by myself. Now if you're in an organization, those numbers are different. But I haven't found a good like 2, 3, 4 person virtualized system that really is cost effective.
I think Tony's got a pretty good one for that.
I use Shadow. It uses gaming systems with Xeon processors, and I have an account with them. So I download all my Autodesk beta on there, and you can just remote in from any device, your phone or anything. It has gigabyte download. So your internet on the tablet could be whatever, 13 megabytes, but as soon as you remote in, now you're at gigabyte download speeds. And they have gaming systems, but you can request even higher specs if you want. My programmer, though, a friend of mine, is 2 doors down from me, got me into it. He's a big tech guy, bigger than me. And he got me into it. So I use this. It's $30 a month. So if you can't afford a laptop or tablet, $30 a month, and you got a pretty decent gaming system that you can just remote in, it's incredible. I've been using it. I love it so far.
What's it called?
Shadow. I put it on the chat, the link.
Yeah, because I spend all my time in the cloud, whether it's Amazon, Google, Azure, and I love to be able to spin up machines real quick and do things. It's just cost. Cost is, which.
So I actually use the Shadow. I installed Professional Dropbox. That way, if I'm downloading or doing design, it's syncing to my local computers across all my laptops that I use and gaming systems at the same time while they're running. So it's all instant. So, but no, a friend got me into it, and they have higher specs. He got in at a very early stage, and he got a super high-end gaming system. These are the standard ones. But he told me, you can call them up and request, and they will probably give you even a higher specs ones. Like, hey, this does the job for all my beta stuff I do for Autodesk. I'm downloading gigs and gigs of freaking of data. And in games, I'll install games on there. So I'm about to install the game I did purchase a year ago, Destiny 2, I think. So
dang, dude, you're old.
I know.
You need to get the new stuff.
It's probably what they're on Destiny 10 now.
Right. Get you some Far Cry, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to slow to get into gaming. I used to be gaming way back in the day, but no, I think this is a great for starters. If somebody just doesn't want to buy a laptop, or you buy the cheapest Walmart tablet, download the little app, and now you're going.
Well, if you can get it for that cheap, you can get Chromebooks with docks with multiple monitors now.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're
and
just
you
logging
can do
into
multiple screens. So
yeah,
just yesterday, my buddy's like, what's this? And he got it on his tablet, and then he pulled the second screen on his phone. And
so it'll do split.
Yes.
You can split. Okay.
Yeah, it could do multiple screens. Like, oh, that's tight. So
that's pretty cool.
So I have it on my gaming system at home, laptop, and then I have it on my gaming gear here on this computer. So I need to install it on my other laptops I have. So, but I just showed it to the user group. Say, hey, something, if you're looking for something, You don't want to spend a lot of money. $30 a month, man. So
For one machine though, right?
one machine. Yeah.
So it's 30 per.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it
But
was
I
easy
mean,
to
that's
install. It's just a little app you
for having a
install.
machine for doing testing and beta testing.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's, I've got a older system. It's pretty hefty, but it's starting to show its age. And that's where I put virtual machines to do testing. It'd be easier to have them in the cloud. Can you reset it and do all that?
Yeah, you can
kind of stuff
reset it.
with
You can wipe it out.
wipe it. And
Yeah,
new
they'll
one?
wipe it if you don't pay for 2 months too. So they just wipe out because it's just, but I bet it's just a bunch of blades sitting on a server somewhere, and then just like, hey, and wipe it and put the next user.
Well,
So they're
I mean,
running
that's all.
running the GTX 1080, 4 cores, 8 threads, 12 gig
Xeon.
memory. Yeah.
It is a Xeon processor. I looked,
Is it?
once you log in, it'll show you more specs.
Yeah,
The
that's
guy
what I was
told me
looking
there's
at.
a business version you can get, like next higher level. They don't post on here, probably because they don't have a lot of them. When he first showed me, it was even higher than this. He had some ridiculous in his room. He came in really early and got something really ridiculous. He does a lot of coding, gaming, and he does a lot of VR too. A lot of VR. He'll work in that virtual VR office, and he showed me it was like some Skyrise immaculate. He's got that Razer wireless keyboard, so it shows up in the VR world, and he's just typing. So he can be sitting in an empty room, but he's in a virtual conference room.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. So, but yeah. But no, just wanted to share that with you. The other thing I'm trying to debate is getting test fit. I just got to get the funding. That's an amazing product. I want to start learning that. That's the thing about right now I'm struggling is, beyond CAD, finding time to do that and test fit, which one's to be a bigger profit for me if I provide those services, learning those products. So I think test fit, because I have a lot of developers that I know that do apartments, and there's a fucking giant one right here just 2 doors down from me. I mean, they're massive, and I've been talking to them, and if I land them, I don't need nobody. I might have to shut down the training CAD. So, but
test fit's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
That's
phenomenal.
pretty cool. How much?
5,000 every year you got to pay.
Yeah. It's a yearly subscription, and it's not
like
cheap,
there's not a 1,000 year if you stay on. No, it's 5,000 every year. But I've been playing with it. I have he did a live demo for our group 2 weeks ago, and it's amazing. They got different versions. Depends what you do. And now they're trying to do like big subdivisions, I think, or apartments.
Like multi-phased, like multi land use, where it's multiple things.
Yep.
So you can start to define, and it kind of reminds me of
side ups.
It kind of reminds me of side ops, but it's a lot quicker.
This thing is moving fast, and so I'm trying to put it in my budget to go buy it and start providing that service. So I know a lot of multifamily developers and subdivision developers. So,
so what does this push out to? I mean, you can't just push it out to Revit, can you?
No.
They have a Revit plugin now.
Yeah.
Do they?
And then
it
exports. I don't know what it exports to.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. It's a definite lifesaver when you're trying to do concept plans for apartment designs. So
yeah, it does takeoffs too. Nice.
Takeoffs and all that stuff. So you can plug in all
pretty
your zoning requirements.
That's pretty expensive.
So
yeah,
that's the thing I told him. Like, that's like 5,000 for one product. I understand the benefits of it, but it's like,
I mean, that's more than the AEC collection from Auto.
Yeah, but when you take into account what it's doing and the AI behind it and what it gives you, the information that it gives you, I mean, you're talking about doing multi-million-dollar land deals.
So I'm gonna. I'm sorry. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think what I don't know. I might wait, because remember when side ups came out, it was like $6,000. Remember that? And then now it's like $1,500. So I think it will eventually go down. They're just so new. They've only been around for a few years. I don't think they've even been around for 5 years yet. And
it's
and
in
they're
Dallas.
starting to add more. They're starting to add more integrations.
Yep.
So, for different things you can do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
These guys are kids, man.
oh yeah, he is. He's young.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're all young. Hey, Adam, thanks for joining. I know you're probably out in the field. So, but I guess.
There we go. Hello, everyone. Had to figure out how to unmute this thing.
Yeah. So the next topic we could talk about is, drones. So how many of you have clients who are using drones technology right now? And anything LiDAR drones. I know Adam uses drones technology. He's from a survey company. Victor, are you using drones in your company on the government projects?
I'm using my drone on my own.
Oh, and you're
No, we did have one, but our surveyor failed.
yeah.
So we need a new surveyor or some,
Yeah.
because along with the drone operator, you need a licensed surveyor for that.
Yeah.
So we have a pilot,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't have a surveyor.
So you need an RPLS guy, huh?
Yeah. Anybody wants to move to San Diego?
Too expensive.
Yeah.
Way too expensive.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah. But that being said, Tony,
Yeah.
the Mini 3 came out today.
Oh, really?
Did it? The Mavic?
Yeah.
Mavic Mini 3 came out today.
Really? Oh, you got me.
And
just-
what are you using, Adam, at y'all's company for y'all's LiDAR and stuff? It's typing on the chat, probably.
For the light, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, yeah, I'm actually out doing one right now. But I saw your message. I was like, I'm going to make this work. You didn't give me a link. It would have been cool, but I'll figure it out.
Oh,
So, right now for LiDAR, we use the micro drones branded MD LiDAR 1000 HR,
yeah.
which has like a Velodyne.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Drone.
Yeah.
So,
That's the big boy, right? You got a big one. Is it pretty good size? I think he's got a bigger one.
yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm working on getting you better reception here. We're having to get the Wi-Fi all sorted out because some of the Wi-Fi things are picking up better Wi-Fi things out here. All right, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good size. I can't get it set up right now because we're just laying ground control right now for the next hour. Ground control looks pretty much like there's some shit out there on that road that's gonna look like a Peak X. And then I got some fancy looking QR code looking things that I put down on the ground.
Yeah.
So we got to go do that for the next hour. I'm way down here south of Austin, so we got to get up early to drive down here.
Oh, so what software are you using to control your drone? The software that comes with the company drone, or you use a third-party software?
Yeah, for the LiDAR, you're really controlled by micro drones software. So that's what they call MD Cockpit. It goes onto a Galaxy tablet, looks like that.
Okay.
And so that's where I'll kind of program my missions. This is kind of one that's about to go down. Sorry for the glare. I'll try to make it not so glary.
We can see it.
Did you say the MD4?
My little pattern of the MD, that might be what they call the airborne unit itself, but the whole kit and caboodle is called MD LiDAR 1000 HR. If you go to their website, that'll have, you'll find it in there somewhere. Recently bought by GE, I think. So, hey, that's something. Maybe they'll get better. They're not bad. It's just kind of a science project sometimes to keep it all moving. All right, we're at the corner.
Okay.
How
long did you take
MD Cockpit?
So that 600, remember that you did a big golf course? How long did it take you with the drone? 600 acres.
That one to capture, that was a 3-day. I could probably get it done in 2 days now. Just gotten better. We had just gotten that sensor for that project, so there's a little bit of a learning curve just for getting that sensor figured out. But now that I've probably done well over 100 or so, we got a system down. Cheer.
That's good.
So
cool.
Where we roll right along. Usually, then that gets dumped into Once you collect it, if you're in LiDAR land, and stop me if I'm telling you something you don't already know, but well, you have to do what's called trajectory processing, where you throw all the data that your drone collected up into usually whatever drone provider that you bought it from's processing software.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll spit back out some files for you. Hope that one of them will be your LAS file. That's what gets kicked downstream usually, is the big registered point cloud. And then the money meets the, or I guess the rubber meets the road whenever you got to extract from that point cloud. Right now, that seems to be the high value area. Is the capture for sure, but the extraction into Planimetrics, or actually 3D in particular.
What about classification?
Yeah, classification for there's a ton of different applications. So I don't know, some other guy might need a lot of classification. For me, it's pretty much ground classification or bust currently.
Exactly.
I'm more interested in the bare earth than I am how many poles there are. But hey, for a guy counting poles, maybe that's the thing that matters to him.
Yeah.
I don't have a mobile LiDAR unit, so I'm just a one-trick UAV LiDAR right now. We do have a scan, like a terrestrial scanner I'll use, but do not have a mobile mapper yet. So that'll be probably next iteration, but I don't mind getting other people to use their mobile mappers first, and then we'll see if we want one, rather than buy a $1.2 million thing that has to sit in the parking lot.
So it's interesting as it's made by GE.
So micro drones
got acquired. I think, yeah, that's what we use, and it's the worst and best system I've ever used. So I can't talk to any other LiDAR system. It's the only LiDAR unit I've ever used, or drone LiDAR for sure. But it gets the job done. I'm told, and I talked to different people, that the Velodyne puck is good for in the trees, getting through vegetation. Yes, it's a lot more noise, but it's a lot more points. Whereas the Regal units are the gold standard for like not noisy point clouds. But there's a few less points in there. I've never had one, really want one, but we get by with the old MD LiDAR 1000 HR. And you're probably looking at 3/10 as far as if you're unadulterated point cloud. You're going to get it to a 10 if you do everything just right. You really should not expect anything better than a 10 with drone LiDAR. My humble experience. And when the leaves come on, it gets really hard, by the way. So let's schedule these projects when the leaves are off, if we can. Otherwise, we got to send a crew in there, and it's going to cost a lot more because they're going to have to do a lot of whack to get that tree done, get that creek done a lot more conventionally.
Off topic, have y'all, I can cut this out, but have you ever like ran into a deer and then had the drone just kind of follow it out in the field?
Oh, no, usually a successful flight for me is an uneventful one. If I do my job right, it goes and mows the grass. Yeah. I may do a few orbital flights. But yeah, most of the time I'm concentrated on this being uneventful, because I'm one of the few, might I add, I hope you, that I've actually had a drone shot at and connected with. This unit, in fact, we're flying, not this particular one, but it's been shot in South Dallas.
Shot? Wow.
Yeah, actual shot. I got pictures on my phone somewhere. That was a weird call to call Boston. I was like, well, good news, bad news.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, drone got shot. Good news is it did land itself without incident. So yay for lucky shot.
Houston, anyway, we're going down. We're going down, Houston.
Pretty much. Well, I'm going to keep moving here, but I probably got like maybe 5 more minutes. If you wanted to ask any other question I could possibly answer.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate you coming on, talk about your drones.
I'd love to do more, but you know the sport, Tony.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're busy now. Not busy. It's just driving around and doing stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Yeah, hit us up. You know where to reach me. I'm Adam.
So your control points that you use out there, are those like a total station or something? They beam up to the satellites and.
Well, right now, probably for what we're doing out here today, we're going to hit it with. We have the unit. Yeah.
Okay.
And triple R12I. She's a black magic stick right there. So that'll.
I've been called that before too.
For this thing. But if we need to bust out the gun, then yes, we have an SX10 back there that I can set up on some previously agreed upon control point, like the drill surveyor boys do, and bring it into whatever tolerances we need. or need for ground control. After that, once you leave ground control, you're kind of in whirlybird land.
Yeah,
Where you got to talk
exactly.
about, what are your expectations and what instrument did you use? And most of it comes down to root mean squared errors.
Yeah. How many ground controls do you typically have? Like, do you have an average, like, oh, we'll do 3 per every acre or 2 per every acre?
Internally, I don't know. Internally, I mean, I read everything everybody else can possibly read about ground control, and you're never going to go wrong with more ground control. But at some point, you got to say, is it worth it? Especially in places that, man, to get a point control in all those woods, something's got to come down. So it's not going to come down. So what I always ask them, please box the site in some way, some form, box it where it's like pinning down a blanket in the wind. So you're pinning that blanket down on the 4 corners if you can. It's not the end of the world if you can, but kind of is. And then put a control point on your highest point, and put a control point on your lowest point, elevation wise if you can, and give me enough control points that I can use as just checkpoints. So usually it comes down to about 9. Unless it's a really big acreage, then I'll make the determination that, am I too scared of screwing this up? If I'm really scared about screwing this up, and the access is available, then I'm probably going to be looking at planting the ground control every 1,100 feet. And if it's on the road, I'm going to do it a pair at a time every 600 feet.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Well, I got to go plant some more.
All
right. I
right.
didn't want to tune in because I felt like I'm going to do this because I watch this thing on YouTube sometimes. I'm that kind of guy that will find your YouTube channel.
There you go.
And watch an hour straight video of you and some guy talking about something that I'm like, how many views is it going to be? But I'll add one more to the count. So, I mean, I'm probably got a beverage in my hand, but I'm watching it. All right, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
Cool, bro.
All right, cool,
Appreciate
it. All right, later. That was good. He came online. So talk about drones. He's out there about to fly his drone. Caught him on time. So
very cool.
Yeah, I was going to ask him before he got off if he has his own personal, drone at home that he plays around with, just flies around, catch a video, stuff like that. So
I got an old Phantom 3 Pro.
So this is $800, TJ Mini 3 Pro. So
that's not even the Fly More.
And DG Pro, that one's $900.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was looking at that. It's pretty sweet too. It's so small.
It's got the active track on it.
Yeah,
which the 2 doesn't have, because I've got a Mini 2.
Okay, and yours does geolocating? It doesn't. So you can't do photogrammetry.
No, so you have to move up to the Air might do geolocation, so you can do photogrammetry, or you may even have to go up to the next one to the Phantom. Phantom does photogrammetry.
Yeah,
right?
Phantom does. Yeah.
And then above that is the Aspire, right?
Don't you have the Maverick? I thought the Maverick.
Mavic. Yeah,
Mavic.
Mavic.
Yeah.
Mavic does do geolocating as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
The Mavic Pro or the Mavic Air?
Yeah.
I don't think the Mavic Air does. I think it's the Mavic Pro.
Because I was looking at the Air 2S.
Yeah.
Because they're around the same price as the 3.
Now, you know what does do geolocating that's pretty doggone good and popular is that Parrot Bebop.
Yeah,
but the pricing on the Parrot Bebop is a little bit more than the DJI.
Mm-hmm.
So the Mavic 3 is $2,050.
Yeah, the Mavic 3 is, and that's the low end one.
There's a 2,800. There's a 5,000.
Jeez.
5,000.
5,000 one. Oh my gosh. Premium combo. Oh, it's only $450 a month. So
it's a car payment.
It's a wife payment.
I don't know, but I do like that Mavic 3. So I need to.
So, but I wanted to see the pricing of the Mini 3 and compare it to the Air 2S.
Yeah.
But neither of them do the photogrammetry.
Yeah, geolocating. Yeah.
I'm gonna get one eventually. I just sometime hopefully this year I'll get one.
I got mine off eBay, dude. It came with a case. It came with like 6 batteries, a battery charger. I think I paid $650 for it, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
it's a Phantom 3 Pro.
Yeah.
That's a pretty recent one too.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you actually used it for anything, or are you just?
Oh yeah, I've used it several times for demonstration purposes, really. Yeah. I've processed using software and stuff, but I haven't made any money off of it because I'm not a pilot.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we were actually driving down the California coast, and we were stopped at Big Sur.
Nice.
And I was like, should I fly this $600 drone out over the ocean? Because I mean, it's like 100-something foot cliff.
Yeah.
Overlooking the ocean, and there was like sea otters and all kinds of wildlife out there. And I'm like, all right, so what if I fly out there and there's a ceiling and my drone just drops and can't get back up over that ceiling?
Oh, yeah.
Because in San Diego, it's pretty big. We have a lot of, well, you guys have airports and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We have Navy bases and everything. So there's a lot of restricted airspace.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
In San Diego.
I'm surprised you can fly a drone anywhere in San Diego with that airport being right there and the naval base being right there.
Yeah, so we've got Navy base, Marine Corps station, all kinds of military bases. So, you can there are areas where you can fly, some pretty decent ones, but nothing really good. None of the stuff that you want to record.
Right.
But so with that being said, I'm pretty familiar with ceilings, because some places will give you ceilings and they'll let you fly. I was like, man, if I fly my drone off the cliff out there and I can't get it back up high enough, and maybe the return to home will forget about all that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to throw $600 away right now.
I've not had very much success with that return to home.
No?
I have not. If it gets to a certain point, it's not coming home. Now, luckily, I've never had to be in that situation, but I've seen it happen several times where
So,
the motherfucker.
well, I don't know how old that yours is, but I've had a return to home, and I've only flown in places where I can actually hunt it down and go get it.
Yeah.
And I've let the return to home do its own function, and it's come back and it's landed right at the takeoff spot.
I think the problem with that I've had doing it is I program it first to fly a certain path.
Uh-huh.
And it just kind of ignores that return to home.
Oh,
yeah.
So
it could be the software. It could be Pix 4D.
I think it may be the software. And so since I don't program it, it just it takes its location, its takeoff location, and it says return to home point.
Right.
And so
that could very well be the issue.
So I wonder if you can add the return to home to the programming.
I think it's there, but I was using an old version of Pix 4D. I haven't even installed a newer one. I was just using the one that comes with it now, the DJI one. Yeah.
Speaking of Pix 4D, I had a client that was, I was helping, and they were using Pix 4D, and he was in Hawaii, this client. And this is probably 4 years ago. So I was on a Zoom call with him, and he's talking to me, and he goes, he started getting scared, like, what the hell's going on? And it was shaking his building. He started shaking. The volcano, there was a volcano, if you remember 4 years ago, erupted in Hawaii. And he was on that island.
I remember that.
Island, and then the Zoom call ends. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, what's going on? I called him back, nothing answered. I went and jumped online. I was like, and then, the volcano erupted. So about a few hours later, he called me back. Yeah, we felt it. It was just on the way other side of the island. But yeah, we felt the eruption. It was shaking our building. And we all got scared here. I'm like, well, I mean, are you going to leave the island because you're surrounded by water and you got a volcano on your island and it's coming slowly toward you? So, that's every time I hear about Pix 4D, I think of that situation with that guy, the volcano explosion, the Zoom call. I saw it shaking. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this camera shaking? So, it was interesting. Interesting call, but all right, let's see everybody's mouses you have in front of you. You have
Mine's-
what?
Mine has a wire on it.
You got this cheap little Dell or probably.
It's
Come
a
on, Todd.
Logitech.
That's what you have? A little Logitech 2-button one?
I'm in the office
There we
today.
go. That's a good one.
I'm in the
Jason,
office.
That's the is that the 2 or the 3?
What are you talking about? I got a Logitech.
He's got a
Well, at
Logitech.
least mine's is wireless.
So you got the new one too. So
Yeah, I got
amazing.
the 3.
Yeah, the 3. Yeah, you got the
MX
great
Master
version.
3.
Oh, that's pretty
this,
cool.
yeah, man, this is probably my second favorite mouse now after playing around with it. So
Hey, I got one of these.
here you go. And then,
That's right.
and then the I have 4 mouses on my desk on my desk here, but the Logitech Trinity Naga Trinity, that's 12-button mouse. The beauty about this, you can switch this out and put the other ones, that's 9 buttons, and pop that out and put the 2 buttons. It's just a magnet and you can pop in. So you just flip it back and forth. And then I have all these macros set up where I can shift a button. These are, the numbers, but now I can shift another button. Now they're the macro commands from Civil 3D or AutoCAD. And then right now, the last 2 weeks, I've been using the Logitech Hero G602. So this one's got about several different buttons here, 2 buttons here, 2 buttons here. There's another trigger button here. This one's been pretty good too. It's meant for a little bit bigger hands, which I like. I don't have big hands, but I don't like smaller hands. Mouses where your hands like cupped up like this because it's so small. I don't like that. And I gotta have something bigger, But then there's this other one here. And this one is kind of the same thing. It's got 12 buttons here, but it came with a case. So this one came with a case where you can switch out the buttons to different sizes. Anything
nice.
you want. So I'm like, okay, if those buttons are small, I can switch out to the bigger ones. So that one is another one I haven't fully tested. And the latest one I bought was this rat. I don't know if you've ever seen these right here. They're adjustable. You can make them taller, longer.
What?
And they got the wheels, kind of like the Logitech. So you can stretch it out to custom size your hand.
It's like a Lego mouse.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not a bad mouse. It actually works pretty well.
Yeah, and there's a wheel here, just like the Logitech one here. There's buttons all over the place. And this is the smaller.
Is that the wired one?
Or this is the wired one, yeah.
Because they make one that's dual. You can plug it in or you can pop it and it'll be wireless.
Yeah, that one's next on my bucket list. But I just thought it was pretty cool that it's adjustable. You can make it a little bit flatter. You can make it longer. And then it's got a wheel here. So yeah, this is the Rat company. So that's gonna be next week. I'm gonna be testing that out to see how does it work with Autodesk and Civil 3D products and stuff like that. So 3D modeling. So I'll give my feedback on that. So probably in the next month, I'm gonna be releasing a bunch of videos of all my experiences using all these gaming equipment. Gaming mouses, so far, I would say because of the amount of things I can do with Civil 3D, Civil 3D has so many damn commands. So far, this one's still leading the Naga Trinity because all the macros I can set up here in conjunction with the Razor. Both of these are Razor products. So now I can pretty much release, unless I'm typing out sentences and paragraphs, I could just use both of these at the same time. I've used this one the most.
Another cool product. So I have 2 big monitors, like 40-inch monitors, and then 3 or 4 laptops sitting around. There's a program from Microsoft called Mouse Without Borders, and it allows you to use one keyboard and mouse with multiple computers, so you can switch around. So as long as you can see them, like I have 3 laptops sitting in front of me that are different with the monitors. One's just a laptop. One laptop's connected to one big monitor. One laptop's connected to another. But I can flip between all of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, Mouse Without Borders. Yeah, it's free. It'll if your host system, the main system that the mouse and keyboard are connected to, if you're like doing a big download or you have something running, it'll sometimes cause some hesitation flipping over to the other systems, but you literally just move your mouse to the side of the window because you can set it up where the laptops are.
Yeah.
And so as you go like this, it just goes to the next computer and you work on the other one just as if your mouse and keyboard are connected to it. It's really cool.
That is cool.
The other one that I really enjoy, especially when I'm mobile, you don't need a USB, is the Microsoft Arc mouse, where you arc it up to turn it on, and then you flatten it out to turn it off.
Yep.
And you don't need a USB as long as you have a Windows, any kind of Windows device. Turn it on, and it'll sync to your laptop or tablet. So it's so flat that you can just slide it right in your pocket. I love this freaking mouse. It's my third favorite mouse on there. So if you never used it and you like little mobile devices and where your tablet or small little laptop you have, I highly encourage this mouse. This is a really cool mouse. And there's 2 buttons on there, where your fingers are. There are 2 buttons there. So, yeah, I have the black version.
You ever find that one you lost?
No, I don't. Yeah, and I've gotten to a point. I got so many but I still know when something's missing. So, because based on, I get unique ones. They're so unique that that one had orange color. Like, I don't have an orange mouse anywhere. What happened to that orange color mouse I had?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. But oh well. I mean, it wasn't one of the super expensive ones. They're like $200 or something. So, but yeah. Any other tech I've been playing with? Well, another thing I saw from, I think it was Elgato, where it's a pad and you're putting your foot on and you're clicking it to switch like screens and stuff. You ever seen that one? Or your applications? So you're just using your foot and tapping to switch between different platforms and applications.
Good
It's kind of like the Elgato little sync thing they have for those Twitch guys. So like, that's interesting. It's like,
Be kind of like that 1974 Ironhead Harley Davidson where they flopped the gears and the brake. Yeah, they did that 1 year.
Oh my gosh.
I bet that screwed a lot of people up.
Yeah. I went and looked at one the other day, and they're like, yeah, it's a 74. And I was like, okay, thanks. See ya. Adios. Done, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way, man. I would hit.
Yeah.
I'd be all jacked up.
Oh, I'd be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So are there any other cool techs y'all been playing around with lately? I guess in the last few months?
Not really.
I mean, I have nothing virtual stuff.
Yeah.
Up in Azure doing some cool stuff there. I'm playing around with GCP stuff now, trying to get a little bit more in there. Everything, I always am looking at stuff that's GPU capable though, of what we do, but for the most part. So.
Okay.
I've been using that beyond typicals like insane amounts of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. And it just the TextDot and all these people are just eating it alive. They love it.
What are you running though? Because that thing, you can't have a regular computer run that thing.
Oh no, I run all my stuff off HP Omen.
Oh.
Yeah. And I just bought a new one last month. So it's got the RTX 3080 in it. Yeah.
I'm about to upgrade my gaming system here, and I'm about to go spend probably $1,000 for those giant video cards. So, yeah.
Good luck if they're available.
Exactly.
They're back on back order again, and
again,
and the prices jumped again. They went way up and they came down and we're back in that 700 to 900 range.
Yeah.
I looked last week, like Thursday, and they're back up to the $1,500 to $1,700.
Jesus. Even MSI is MSI. Same?
Yeah. When I looked, it was horrible. The prices had all jacked back up again.
I don't know if y'all have a micro centers where y'all at, but that place is super popular here in Dallas.
Yeah, we got one in Houston.
Yep. I love that place.
We don't have fries no more.
Oh, you don't?
Nobody has fries.
Nobody has fries
anymore.
That's a shame, man. I used to love that store.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like freaking kid in a candy store.
Exactly. I could
I mean,
spend
I go in there
hours
and-
in there.
I don't think,
Yeah.
I think ours is gone too. Yeah.
Well, they went out of business.
Yeah,
oh,
they went out of business. Yeah.
yeah.
Two things. Am I seeing y'all in September?
You gonna see me?
You should see me. Yeah. I should be there.
And who am I going to see in June?
What's going on in June?
I
You
got to
coming-
come out and visit Pops.
Oh shoot, you being Tyler
Lufkin, yeah.
Lufkin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on up, man.
So y'all asking me to go in opposite directions. I got family down in Houston and I got family over in Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it'll still be crawfish season, so come on.
So well,
Well,
that's
actually, if you go to Houston, Houston does have a co-working place over there, and it'll be free to me. I can actually stay there for a day or two in Houston, and use their office since I have an office here at the co-working.
Well, Tony, I want to hook up with you when you do your road trip.
Yeah, I think Todd said he was interested in coming, and along, and I'm definitely down for this. I think it'd be fun, and so I'm going to be broadcasting live every day, and during the day we're going to meet up with user group leaders, expert elite members, industry experts, and then maybe some Autodesk people. But then at night we're going to hit some bars.
I think that this is actually something that the port would support me in.
But the thing is that some people, the companies that like, hey, we're going to buy them because I'm going to make it educational. We're going to historical markers. We're taking photos. We're going to talk about these historical markers. Take a photo with it.
Should bring our drone and just do point clouds of them.
That's an idea. There you go.
There's an idea.
There's an idea. Yeah. There you go. I just need to get a drone then and get somebody with me.
I got one.
He's got the drone. You need to
tell your boss like, hey, we're going to do a historical event for a week. We're gonna go shoot all the historical markers of the whole world.
You need a pilot, so somebody needs to get that pilot's license.
Yeah. I got a gazillion PTO hours, man. I never take vacations, so
I was looking at mine.
I've got
over 300.
I think.
Oh man, I'm right there behind you, Bubba.
Yeah.
And I want to get a big van.
Well, I mean, why do I take PTO when I can take my laptop with me?
Exactly.
You can be working.
Exactly.
So,
life is good.
I'm a government employee. Come on now. So, either way, I will be seeing one or the other of you guys come June,
or
one or the other you guys come September.
Yeah, let me know.
Do we know what's going on? What's the hotel or any status of AU?
Nothing, dude.
Nothing.
I mean, it's
everybody's gonna be trying to book the hotel the last month before they.
Are they trying to make it a secret or something?
How are they? I'll tell you why. They don't know.
They don't know. That's right.
Everybody.
That's
because
right.
They're not going. There is no way that they can fit everybody in that
all those
town.
hotels.
That's right.
But they're going to have people
in
30
Metairie,
miles away in Metairie everywhere because there's no way.
Logistically, I looked at that, and there's like 20 to 30 hotels right there, and the prices of the hotels are ridiculous.
They can each hotel can only 300 people, 500 people at the most. So
if that,
maybe,
but that doesn't count.
Well, no, because these hotels aren't 300.
The tourist traffic alone. I mean,
in September. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's why I mean, a lot of people didn't I hated it when it was in Florida, when they had it at Disney World. Mm-hmm. Everybody was spread out all over the place. You had to run between the two hotels to get to your stuff. You couldn't go back to your room because half of us were in rooms, across the freaking thing. It doesn't make sense that they, I mean, logistically, Vegas is one of the only places that can handle that many people in one spot.
Yeah. Nashville, maybe. They should have went with Nashville instead of New Orleans. That would have been a much better idea.
As bad as it may seem, there's a massive hotel right next to the convention center here in San Diego.
Yeah, I'm down with San Diego.
And actually, the convention center is right in the middle of downtown with the gas lamp and everything.
We need hotels that can at least cover 10,000 people minimum, you know.
That's pretty much, that's easy because all of our tourist area is right there in the middle of downtown. But
cool, guys. I don't want to hold you up any longer. Great conversation. Thanks for joining us. I want to try to do this once a month. I think that's good for now as we build up more members and to join. And this has been recorded, and I'll let you know once I release it and put it on the YouTube channel that we have in our user group and also Expert Elite World. So, but it's been fun. It's great. Good.
Cool. Good to see you guys.
All right, guys. I'll talk later and have a good week.
Y'all
See you all
too.
later.